Hi, my lovelies! It's art day! Yay! Okay, so this week is Thanksgiving week. And one of the symbols of Thanksgiving is the Cornucopia. It's the horn of plenty. And I thought it would be a neat day today for us to try and draw a horn of plenty together. I'm going to use a video of a friend of mine and we're going to work through this together. Now remember, you have a sketchbook. I want you to take your sketchbook out and I want you to turn it not normally how it's portrait, but rotate it so it's landscape. Open it up, fold that top open, and get it ready to work. Use your pencil and erase and erase and erase and start over again. You can use your colored pencils afterwards to outline it. They're of course going to use Sharpies and some pencil, but you're going to use pencil. And don't forget, you can pause anytime you want if things are going a little fast. All right, let's get ready. As you can see, we're starting off with a small circle, not quite in the middle, kind of lower, and we're going to do this. This is actually going to become a tomato. So we can put some zigzags on there, and they're building the fruit up around the outside of the cornucopia. And so we're going to tuck behind that another tomato, and we have to add the zigzag for the top of that, and we're going to continue to add shapes and different fruits and vegetables outside of it. Now this time we're going to make corn, and remember, corn has an inside and an outside. So this is more of the inside of the corn, then we're going to make part of the outside of the corn as well. And you can see that there's a student working alongside. So there's the skin, the husk of the corn. There's the other side of the corn that has husk. And we're going to have to add in there the lines of the corn. So one straight down the middle, one next to it, and then another one. Now, if you want, you can add more lines, but remember, it's better to have less lines than more lines, because if you have too many lines, the corn looks too small and it's too hard to keep those lines straight. So far we have two circles and then the oval with some added. And there's another one, adding in another corn, and trying to keep things about the same size. Remember, when we're drawing something behind, we can't see all of it. So we're starting and ending, but we can't see the bottom. And here we have the beginning of our opening. Now, oh, actually the beginning of our pumpkin. Sorry. As they're putting on the lines for the pumpkin, they're remembering that a pumpkin is round, so the lines are slightly curved. You can see how these lines are slightly curved this way, and to match the outside line, and these lines are slightly curved here. This is the beginning of a leaf, and we're going to add several leaves in. And to make it look like a leaf, not only are you going to use the center part, but you're going to actually add the veining. And if you look right here, you notice that that line doesn't always go to the tip of the leaf. If you want to add a leaf in here, it might be easier to add the center and then add the lines around the outside of it. That will definitely help you with where your leaves are. Our veins really don't ever meet. They're on either side. Hi, there's another leaf. You guys, I bet, are doing fantastic. Remember, if this feels a little fast, that's okay. You can turn around and slow it down or pause it. The easiest, rather than slow it down, the easiest thing to do is pause. Now, of course, they're using Sharpies. I prefer that we would use a pencil, and since it's in our drawing book, we're not going to use a Sharpie. If we wanted black outline it afterwards, we're going to want to try and make sure that we've had a black line afterwards with our colored pencils. Now, do you see, this is the outside of the horn of plenty, and it's okay if your horn of plenty meets up with your pumpkin or meets up with your leaf. But the key to this horn of plenty is having that second line to show the ridge. And right now we're really taking up most of the center of our drawing paper. The great thing about having our drawing book and using our pencil is that as you're going on, you can erase more and more as time goes on. So the Horn of Plenty, it goes inside the Horn of Plenty. So we're going to need to show that corn, that 3D of it. So to do that, you're going to come off the Horn of Plenty and make a little bit of a swirl. You'll see the student in this case tries this several times and kind of has some difficulty with it, and that's okay. It will work, but you want that Horn of Plenty, that swirl. If you look at the line right here, the edge of the Horn of Plenty, it's about a little bit to the right of where the scallop will go. So you want it, this little turn, to go towards the middle of your Horn of Plenty. And then you're coming out and around. And then when you get up to the top there, you're going to follow. It reminds me of an elf hat. So right here, as you come out and around, like you're making another circle, but you come up here, now you're following the same shape as this first line here. And now you have your Horn of Plenty. It's already beginning to look three-dimensional, but we really want to add to that. Just like the student in this picture, erasing is just fine. Erase away. Now they're going to go over it ahead of time with their Sharpie. You'll do that with your dark black colored pencil. They're adding in the ridges. The ridges follow the outside edge and then come around and follow the outside edge. So right here's the next one. We're going to follow the outside edge, then come over the top and follow the outside edge again. So right here we'll have to do another one where we follow the outside edge, go over the top in a rounded, it's rounded, and then come back in. And each time it's getting a little bit smaller, and because we're starting off by following that bottom ridge, it looks like it's going farther away. We talked about that the other day. The farther something is away from you, the smaller it gets. So that's what we're following in here. All the way down, and there's our cornucopia. Now the inside of our cornucopia is another place where we're going to have to add to it. So adding the lines on the inside of the cornucopia, we're first going to fill it up a little bit more with some more tomatoes and some more fruit and some other things, and you're just kind of adding one behind the other one. Now we want to add in, to fill in some spots, maybe some berries. The berries are going to be much smaller, and you'll be able to fill them in the spots where you have space. And not all of them will you see the whole berry, because of course they're behind each other, and that way it looks three-dimensional. Adding in one more leaf. Oh, and there's even another one. Now to show that the lines on the inside are going far away, you're going to have to add them in that are curved. You do not have to add the inside lines in if you don't want to. You may want to wait till after you've colored it in. I think it's easier to see after we've colored it in and adding those lines in then. We're going to get ready for where we see them coloring it. And you're welcome to go ahead and color as well. And there we go. I can't wait to see what you guys did for your cornucopia and how it's going to look. I bet you're going to do a fantastic job. Remember, take your time and it's okay in your drawing book. Love you. Bye-bye.